Bitcoin and Litecoin update. Do we have a August bull run coming? What's up, guys? Crypto Savvy here. I hope everybody's having a fabulous Tuesday. We're going to take a look at the charts. Starting out with Litecoin, moving on to Bitcoin. Then we're going to take a look at my favorite charts. Bitcoin daily versus the gold weekly chart. See where we're at on that and why I believe we're still on our way to 46,000 by the end of the year. Also, don't forget we have a 100% free Discord group. It's in the description below the video. Click the description, links will pop down. There's also some affiliate links in there. Definitely check them out. It helps the channel out if you can use them, guys. If you can't, that's all right too. And without further ado, we're going to get into the video. All right, guys, as always, I want to start out by saying I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is my opinion and my view of the market only. Anybody that's doing any trading or investing in this market, I suggest you do your own due diligence and your own research, as this market can be extremely volatile and risky. Also, keep in mind it's still a speculative market. Don't put in more than you're willing to lose. And with that being said, if you're new here or you haven't already and you want to keep updated on these videos, definitely click the subscribe button in the lower right-hand side of the screen. That'll get you subscribed to the channel. And tick the notification bell to get you notified when I post new videos. Also, make sure your notifications are turned on YouTube. That way you don't miss out on anything. You will be notified when I post new videos or go live. So, yeah, let's take a look at the charts. Don't forget to smash the likes, guys, and leave your comments. Let me know. I love reading your guys' comments and seeing what you feel about the market. So definitely leave your comments in the comments below. So, all right. Last week we started really watching this hidden bullish divergence, which is higher lows in the price action, lower lows in the RSI. And if you were watching last week, I really wanted it to close down here, which it did, to leave this hidden bullish divergence in here in the weekly. And let's look at the daily. All right, so I'm going to go into... Let's zoom out a little bit and look at my targets. So we've been watching this as a cup and a handle forming here. I still believe that's what's going on here, guys, with the neckline of around 146. The measured move of that, if we're to break that 146 here, and this does turn out to be a handle, looking at the 271 range. That's not my end of the year target. That is just my target off this cup and handle. So as we get more data, then we can, go further on. But as of right now, that's my target for this cup and handle. Also, I want to go into the daily RSI and see what's going on with this. So as you guys know, we were watching this rising channel, which we fell out of into a falling channel, and I've drawn these two trend lines in here today. The blue ones here. It looks like a falling broadening wedge, which usually break up. Question is, do we break up from here, which I do believe is possible, or do we come down for one more touch on this falling channel, which would be the bearish case scenario? So let's take a look at the 4-hour RSI. Same thing I've drawn in here. Looks like if you use this blue trend line with this white trend line, looks like a falling broadening wedge that we look like we're going to pop out of now. If we do pop up out of this, I believe we're going to have a decent move up today. If not, we get rejected, then the bearish case scenario. So let's look at, in this bearish case scenario, if you look at the blue line and the top of this channel here being the bottom here, this would look like a falling wedge, which we could get one more touchdown here, again bearish case scenario, and then pop up from there. This is looking pretty interesting right now, guys. Let's go into the price action in the 4-hour. We'll take a look at the bearish and then the bullish case. All right, so like I said, if you watched my live stream last night, we were looking at this falling channel, which we popped out of here. And it looks like we're getting support there. We're actually still getting a little resistance from the 13 RSI here. Now, if we do a measured move, there's a few different ways to look at this, guys. But I am kind of looking at this as a reversal diamond, and the same thing in Bitcoin, and we'll take a look at that in a few. But I do want to look at, I think I had it in the 1 hour. Let me check real quick. Nope. All right. So the measured move off of the breakout of this falling wedge here would be where we broke out right in here, and we bring it up. That gets us the 103 range. I'm still looking at that area, at least the $100 range if we break up from here, guys, which I definitely think is possible. But we are going to look at the bearish case scenario. If we break down through here, I'm going to move this target over. We're going to be looking at around the $80 range, which would be retesting this blue support line here. And if that was to break, guys, then we're looking at right around in, I'm going to put a target in here. Then we're going to be looking at around the $70 range. I don't think this is going to happen. I think the bullish case scenario is going to play out here. But if that 70 wasn't to hold, then we're looking at the 62, which is, if you guys have been watching the channel, you know it's my absolute worst case scenario, which would be retesting this long-term trend line from where we hit bottom back in December and moved up from there. So that's the worst case. Now, what I see happening here and what I believe is happening here is we're going to most likely, we might get another dip down to around the $86 range. I'm going to also put a target in there. I know it's going to get kind of messy with the targets, but that would be retesting the top of this falling channel here. But like I said, I'm looking at the 103 area here. And then if this was to break out of this falling channel, my target off of that would be right around the 131 range, somewhere in that area. So keep an eye on that. We're going to go into Bitcoin now. Same thing. Last week, like I said, I wanted to see this close down in this area, which it did, to keep this hidden bullish divergence, which is higher lows in the price, lower lows in the RSI. That's hidden bullish divergence. I am looking for a move up. And like I said, I believe it's going to be in August here. So I do believe we're going to have a bullish continuance in August. We're going to have a bull run. I do believe it could be just to get us back up to the top of this falling wedge here. And I still am looking at this as a bull trap. But let's take a look at the price action in the daily and look at my targets. Again, guys, I don't believe there's going to be any crazy moves till we break out of this, which I do believe we're going to break up out of. And that could be sometime this month. Now I want to also show you this trend line. If you were watching the live stream last night, I brought it up on there and I posted it on Twitter 2 or 3 days ago. But this trend line here, excuse me, guys, this thick white trend line here really shows where the major trend change was. And if you look at where it crossed here, it's around the $6,500 range, which was old resistance back in here. And once we broke through, I believe that's where our real parabolic bull run started. And I do still believe we are in a parabolic bull run with a possibility to come back down and test this. And we'll take a look at it in the 4 hour here in a minute. But I want to look at the higher targets here. Looking at this as a flagpole from where we broke above this trend line and bringing it up to, if we were to break out somewhere in this area, would be around the 18,000 range. I also have a target of just the wedge here, and that one gets us up to about the 16,000 range. So I would be looking for the 16 first and then 18 after that, but that's after a break of around the 11.6 area. Let's look at the daily RSI. Looking at the daily RSI, if you guys have been watching the channel also, you know that this here trend line has helped us call the tops of each little move. And if you look here, it also looks like we're forming a broadening wedge. But I do want to go in and show you what I'm looking at here. So we could come back down and test the bottom of this trend line here in the RSI, which would be the more bearish case scenario, but even the bearish case is bullish in my opinion. Let's look at the 4-hour RSI real quick, see what we got going on here. So we had this falling wedge we were watching, which we broke out of, and now it looks like we're in a falling channel. Question is, do we come up and test the top of this channel and break through, or do we come all the way back down at the bearish case scenario in the RSI and test the bottom of this channel? We're going to take a look at it in the price action and see what we're looking at. All right, so I have drawn in here what seems to be, if you guys watched the live stream last night, I'm going to get this out of the way here. But I had this target in. Last night's live stream was, we were right around in this candle over here. And I had said we could possibly come back down and test this. Let me zoom out so you can see this. See this rising channel we have here. To test the bottom of that rising channel, which we hit it almost on the dot overnight at the 93.68. I think we hit 93.75, somewhere in there. But I'm going to get rid of that now. I am looking at this. I know it's kind of ugly, but it does look like a reversal diamond. The measured move off of a reversal diamond is a measurement of the diamond to where it breaks out. So if we were to break out up in this area, my target's going to be around the 10,150 to the 10,200 level. And if it was to break down from here, we'd be looking at, I'll put a target in there. Whoops. Somewhere in the 88.50 area. As you guys know, I don't believe that's going to happen. I do believe if we break out of here, we're most likely going to test the thick white trend line, which I think is the actual trend line of the reversal of the market when it started going parabolic, bullish parabolic market. So in the 90.50, I'm still looking at that range. The longer this continues, obviously, the higher this target gets. But I'm really looking for the 950 to hold. I believe it will. I know everybody's looking for that $8,500 range, but I don't believe we're going to see it, guys. Too many people are looking at it, and we talked about that last night. Now we'll take a look at the bearish case real quick. If that was to break, like I said, we're looking at the 88.50 range, and if that's to break, then we're at the 85 to 8,600 range, which would coincide with this trend line drawn from these wicks right here. And if that was to break, then we're looking at the 8,200. I believe that is the absolute worst case scenario, which it is the trend line from where we broke out of this rising broadening wedge right here. The 82 to 8,300 would be coming down to retest that. That is my worst case scenario, guys. Now I want to look at the bullish scenario. And as I've mentioned, the breakout of this reversal diamond here would be a target of 10,150 to 10,200, somewhere in that range. I have it at 10,179 here. We'll probably also have resistance right in this area, and I'll put another target in there. If you guys are following along, definitely put these targets in. We'll probably get resistance right there at the between the 9,700 and 9,800 range, which would also line up with the 55 EMA on the 4-hour. A break of that would definitely be getting us up into this area. And right here, the top of this rising broadening wedge in white, and looking at our falling wedge in green, where they meet right here, this target is of around the 11,600 to 11,700 range. I do believe we're going to get up in this area. Question is, if we break out there, we have some measured moves, or do we come back down, retest this, and go back up? But I believe there's a good possibility we break from here once we get up in that area. And like I said, the first measured move off of that would be around the $6,000 range, which is the width of the wedge right here. And then looking at this as a flagpole and this as a bull flag, then my measured move off of it is the around the $18,000 range. Now I do have another measured move in here. If we were to break this trend line up here, this top trend line, which we started back in here, depending on where we break out, it would obviously it could change, but we're gonna just take the 16,500 area. If we were to break from there, the measured move would be, and again guys, these don't go straight up, but the measured move would be around 29,000. Let's take a look at the Bitcoin daily chart versus the gold weekly chart. We've been watching this since January on this channel, guys. If we look at the long-term trend line, we had 2 touches on the bottom before breaking to the upside. I also have this blue trend line drawn in here, which was old support in the bear market before we broke down from 6,000. And then we came back up over here, broke through that blue trend line. And remember what I'm telling you here, because we're going to look at the gold chart and look at the similarities. I also had from this support in the bear market off these peaks here, drawn all the way across, and this is where we're hovering around this line here. I believe once we break above it again, we'll stay above it. I am going to go over to the gold chart now and look at the similarities. Also keep in mind, this is my end of the year target around 46 to 47,000, and I'm going to click back and forth so you can see the resemblance. It's absolutely amazing, and I do believe this is what's going on here. I do believe this is our guide to financial freedom, in my opinion. But anyways, just like in the Bitcoin chart, look at the blue line trend line here that we broke out from, and then we hovered around this white trend line drawn off these peaks here. I'm sorry, drawn off these supports here. Also, 2 touches of the bottom trend line before this parabolic move up. I do believe we're playing the same pattern, guys. A pattern is a pattern, period. I know some people are calling it a fractal, whatever you want to call it, but this is a pattern. I do believe this pattern is going to play out pretty damn close to what gold did, and that's going to give us our end of the year all-time high, in my opinion, guys. Remember, this is my opinion. Definitely do your own due diligence and don't trade off my opinion. But anyways, that's what I'm looking at here, and also what we've been watching since January on this channel is the weekly RSI of these 2 trend lines drawn in here on the same angle. And if you look at this, this is 2013 bull run followed by the bear market. We had 2 touches of resistance before busting through this trend line, starting the bull market. This is 2017 bull market followed by the bear market. 2 touches of resistance before starting the next bull market. Also, I wanted to point out that something I've been showing you guys. Look at the resemblance of these 2 spots in the RSI. You can see they're almost identical, and I do believe, we're gonna get our move up from here. Now the question is, will it do the same thing as it did here? Come up, back down, up, down, and get something like this, and that's going to be our bull market. Definitely possible. I do believe we are going to have a huge move up this year. August, I believe, is going to be a great month. We'll have to watch and see, but I do want to show you the monthly RSI. Also, had these 2 arcs drawn in here. Whoops. And this is the 2013 bull market followed by the bear market. Each one of these arrows represents a new low in the RSI. There was 4 of them before starting the next bull market. This is the 2017 bull market followed by the bear market. Each low in the RSI is represented with an arrow. There's 4 of them just like over here before starting the bull market. Difference is, I believe this one's going to be more of a parabolic rise and a lot quicker. That is my opinion, guys, and that is why I believe that we will hit 46,000 by the end of the year in Bitcoin. Definitely keep an eye on this. One more thing I want to point out is when we're in a formation, whether it be a triangle, a wedge, bull flag or whatnot, you can see the volume declines. Our volume's declining right before a breakout. You can see right in this formation here, volume decline before the big breakout. This formation here, volume decline before the big breakout. It's coming, guys. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the content and you want to be notified when I post new videos, definitely make sure you subscribe by clicking the Crypto Savvy logo above my head and ticking the notification bell to get you notified when I post new videos. Smash those likes, guys. Leave your comments. Let me know what you think. Also, don't forget to check out the free Discord in the description below the video and the affiliate links. If you can use the affiliate links, really helps out, guys. Anyways, I will maybe see you in a live stream tonight, but if not, I'll see you in tomorrow morning's update. Take it easy, have a great day, and I'll see ya. Bye.